Hi everyone and welcome back to the C++ class. So let us continue the journey to learn a friend function in C++ programming language. So let us discuss what we have covered in our previous video sessions. In our previous video session, what we have covered, we have created a function access data that is a member function of a class A, and this function will access the private data of class B. So in that case, we have declared this access data function as a friend of class B, and this is a syntax of it. And now this function become a friend of class B. Now this function can access the private data of class B, right? So in the similar way, for example, we are adding one more function, that is void modify data. This function is again the member function of a class A, and we would like to provide the rights to access the private data of class B. In that case, again, you will define this function as a friend function of class B. And how will you define it? You will again use a friend function, friend keyword. Then you will write the return type. You will write the class name, scope resolution operator, and you will write the name of the function. So now this function again become a friend of class B. Now this function can again access the private data of class B, right? So in the similar way, you have multiple functions, and you would like to provide the rights to all the functions to access the private data of class B. So in those cases, instead of defining each function as a friend of class B, you can define or you can declare the entire class as a friend of class B. So how will you do it? For example, this is again a member function of class A. So in that case, you can just remove these syntax and you will simple write, or you can declare a friend class. So here you can write how to define a friend class. Simply you will use a friend keyword and you will write the name of the class. So here now you will write friend class A. What is the meaning of it? It means the class A is a friend of class B, right? So in this case, the class A is a friend of class B. So all the members of class A can access the private data of class B, right? So instead of declaring each function as a friend of class B, you can define the entire class as a friend of class B. So in this scenario, the class A is a friend of class B. Now the class A has a power to access all the data of class B. So now you can add the definition of this function also. How will you add the definition? That is a return type. You will use return type. Then you will use a class name, scope resolution operator, and you can write the name of the function. The function name is modify data, or inside it, you can just access the private data of class B, and maybe you can modify it. So you can try it object dot data plus equal 20, right? So now you have modified this data, and if you are trying to just display this data, you can come to here, see out, and you can display this data, or here you can display the updated data, or here you can use okay. So here now you can call this function object A dot modify data. You will pass an object of B, and you are just displaying the updated data using a access data function. Okay, so let us run this program and you will see what is the output of it. So here we go. You can see it is showing the data is 10 and updated data is 30, right? So guys, what we have done, instead of defining each function as a friend of class B, what we have done, we have declared the complete class. The class A is a friend of B. In this case, all the member functions of class A can access the private data of class B. So this example we have discussed in our last video session. And if you have not watched our previous video, please watch it first. Okay, so let us understand now the practical use case of making a friend class using a and banking analogy. So let us move to that part. Okay, so let us understand bank and loan department analogy. So this example also we have discussed in our last or previous video sessions, how to implement it, where we have declared only one function as a friend of a different class. But in this class, we have two classes, bank account and loan department. In this loan department, we have our two functions, check eligibility and sanctions loan, right? So these are the two functions which are defined inside a loan department. And loan department is a friend of a bank account, right? Or we can say the bank account class has a friend. The friend name is a loan department. So in this scenario, the loan department complete class will become a friend of a bank account class. So now all the functions of a loan department can access the private information of a bank account, like a account holder name and the balance. So let us understand this scenario, how to implement it. So instead of making the individual functions as a friend of a bank account, we can define an entire class, that is a loan department is a friend of a bank account class. Now this loan department class has a full access to the private sections of a bank account class. So let us extend this example, or how to implement this with the help of a programming example. Let us understand this part, right? Okay, so let us continue this example. So this example also we have implemented in our last video session. So please watch it first, then only you will be able to understand this concept. So we have two classes. First one is a loan department. Second one is a bank account. Loan department has a function check eligibility that will check the eligibility of a particular account holder, means he or she is capable or will the loan will be sanctioned or not. So here what we have done, this check eligibility function will access the private information of a bank account class. So in that case, we have defined this function as a friend of a class bank account. So let us add one more functions. So that will function will sanction the loan, right? So here we are adding a function void sanction loan, right? So we are adding a function sanction loan. So inside it, you will pass an object of a bank account class, bank account, and how much loan you will sanction. So you can provide the initial amount of it and loan amount, right? So now this is again a member function. So if you would like to provide the rights to this member function to access the private data of a bank account or a particular account. So one option, you have two choice now. You can make this function as a friend of bank account class, or the second option is you can create the entire class loan department as a friend of a bank account class. So we are making the entire class as a friend of a bank account class. So I will remove this part now, and I will make a friend class, right? I will make a friend class. So how will you make a friend class? Again, you will use a friend keyword, and here we will write the name of the class and loan department. So in this case, this is a friend of bank account, right? So here the loan department now, loan department class become a friend of a bank account class. So in this scenario, all the member functions of loan department can access the private information of a bank account class, like the account holder and the balance. So in the similar way, you will add the definition of this function, sanction loan. So here you will add the definition of it. So this function return type is void. You will write the name of the class, loan department. You will use the scope resolution operator, and you will write the name of the function. Understand? So this is a way how will you provide the definitions of it, or now you can complete the definition of this function. Okay, so here we have added the definition of a sanction loan function. So we are just processing the loan for a particular account holder. We have written a statement. If your balance is greater than 5,000. So your loan of a particular amount will be sanctioned, else loan cannot be sanctioned. So this is the definition we have added inside a sanction loan function, right? Now let us complete the definition of a main function. So again, you can see what we have done. This is a loan department that has two functions. So this loan department is a friend of a bank account class. Now all these functions can access the private properties of a bank account class. So here we have added the definition of both the functions. Now come to the main functions and let us complete it. So here we are checking the first eligibility, and after this, what will you do? You will just sanction the loan if loan is sanctioned or not. So loan dot sanction loan, you will call this function, and you will pass your account one, and you will, for example, you will write some loan amount. This is 2,000. In the similar way, you will call and you will write here. So account 2, or you will pass some amount here like 15,000. So this we have done. Okay. So after this, you can provide some new line to make it more readable, right? So this is completed now. So let us run this program and you will see what is the output of it. So here, let us see what is the output. You can see the Amit is eligible for the loan. It is showing this one, the first output it is showing, right? The second is processing loan for the Amit, means loan of 20,000 sanctioned. Now, in the similar way, the second person, Rohit, is not eligible for the loan because in his account, we have only 3,000 and we have added some conditions here, right? It is showing the processing loan for Rohit, loan cannot be sanctioned. So guys, this is a way how can you implement a friend class, or how will you define a class will be the friend of a class of another class, right? So in this scenario, only the loan department is a friend of a bank account class, but the bank account class is not a friend of a loan, means vice versa is not true. So there is a one-sided relationship, means a loan department is a friend of bank account and can access all the private information of this class, but the bank account class is not a friend of a loan department and can't access the private informations of a loan department class. So in the next session, we will learn how to declare two classes are friend of each other, means how to establish a mutual friendship in C++ programming language. So guys, I hope you understand these scenarios and how to implement a friend class concept. So guys, thanks for watching. Bye bye for now. In the next class, we will come up with the new concepts. Have a great day.